It has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. It has been confirmed. The laptop is real. You know, the what laptop? What are you talking about? I'm just a simple crack addict. I'm Hunter Biden. I'm the cool guy that slept with a bunch of prostitutes that got leaked out on social media. Come on, Jack. I sound like his father. But you know, all the times that they mentioned it was Russian disinformation, it was some sort of right-wing hoax against, the Biden family, which they were trying to throw every name of the book because they were trying to hide the crimes of this, malicious family that got involved into politics. Just like, no different than the Clintons, no different than the Bushes, no different than the Obamas. There's a lot of political crime families spewing out, the Pelosi's. Like, basically, you don't become rich in politics unless you're a criminal. I mean, that's what Harry Truman even said about that. You don't become rich and successful as a politician, as a representative, unless you're a corrupted piece of shit. And unfortunately, the Bidens are no less, and the Trumps are no less. So the fact that they were trying to hide this up, they were trying to cover it up, they were trying to throw every name in the book, it's just so laughable. But apparently it's been proven that this supposed laptop is actually true. But before we get into the actual hindsight of this, so I just want to show you this for a second. What Matt Orfalea put together, this hilarious montage. He does a lot of amazing work. He's now working with Matt Taibbi after being, blasted out by the Sanders campaign and, belittled through that friggin' hell, and now Bernie Sanders turns back against the people. But, Matt Orfalea does a lot of great work with montage and stuff like that. But take a look at this. So this is all 2020. This is when the start of the laptop controversy, and they were trying to hide it as much away as possible. And this is how much they were trying to censor it out. They were trying to throw this under the bus. They were trying to throw it under the rug, pretend it doesn't exist, and smear people that ever brought this up. And take a listen to this.
Incriminating evidence allegedly found on a laptop belonging to Biden.
Some sort of Russian disinformation campaign effort.
One eternity later.
Biden emails finally authenticated according to the New York Times.
It's rewind time.
It's a lie.
Altered or fake, unverified emails.
The story did not quite land due to the lack of verification.
Listen, can't be verified.
What can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say that?
Well, because it can't be verified.
I don't even want to report this. This is one of the most powerful families in Washington.
Liz, I'm a journalist.
Okay, I would love if you guys would start doing that verification.
No, we're not going to do your work for you.
It's a journalist's job.
Not anymore.
For all we know, these emails are made up.
Not really stories, just pure distractions. No serious journalist should fall for it.
It's a journalist's job to find out if this is verified.
The bottom line is we cannot confirm the story.
Experts say the emails cannot be authenticated.
The mainstream media is not reporting on this story because we can't authenticate this material.
The Hunter Biden laptop material is genuine.
This is a classic example of the right-wing media machine.
It just lacks credibility. The fact that it appeared in the New York Post,
the only place low enough to put this orphan bastard story in print.
Obvious disinformation.
It is so obviously a Russian operation.
So obviously disinformation.
So obviously a Russian plot. Tell me why it's so obviously a Russian plot.
It's obviously a Russian ploy. Explain to me how it's obvious, but it's obvious. It is such a Russian ploy. Of course, those nefarious, evil, vodka-smearing Russians, commie bastards, they just knew how to steal a crackhead's computer and expose all the porn and the illegal, nefarious stuff. Do you see how stupid this gets? Do you see how ridiculous this gets? And again, this is like the Clinton emails that were exposed through WikiLeaks. They're angry at WikiLeaks not because of what Hillary Clinton did in the emails or what she said in the emails, but they're angry because the emails got exposed and people realize who Hillary Clinton is. Do you see how we live in a world of juvenile punks? Do you see we're really like, you know, children of, you know, abusive parents that we can't really eternalize. We're not angry at the abuser. We're angry at the people that are saying you're getting abused. We're angry at the people that are trying to help you and trying to and trying to get you to open up and realize that you are being manipulated. You are being oppressed. You are being abused. And they're angry at the people that are telling you that and trying to help you. They're angry at the fact that this laptop, that they're not angry at Hunter Biden for all the crazy nefarious shit that he's done and the most criminal things that he's done, the most criminal things that the Biden administration has done. They're angry that the laptop exists. They're angry that the emails got out. So obviously it's a Russian ploy.
This is just classic textbook Soviet-Russian tradecraft at work.
Right, exactly. And this is classic, very classic Russian disinformation tactic.
Your classic disinformation campaign.
We shouldn't look at it as anything other than a Russian disinformation operation.
Known Kremlin disinformation.
Russians would be my number one guess.
Obviously, Russia.
Russian disinformation operation.
Russian disinformation.
Pushing Russian disinformation.
It does bear the hallmarks of Russian disinformation.
Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo.
Hunter Biden's laptop looks like it's tied to Vladimir Putin in Moscow.
Is that laptop yours?
I don't know. I truly...
You don't know?
The serious answer is that I truly do not know the answer to that.
Did you leave a laptop with a repairman in Wilmington? Not that you remember.
No. I truly don't know.
Are you missing a laptop?
Not that I know of.
What?
This whole operation looks right out of the Kremlin playbook.
The playbook of Russian disinformation.
Russian disinformation put into the haystack.
Russian disinfo.
Sounds like bullshit. I mean, who takes a laptop with their most personal information, drops it off, and never comes back for it?
A drug addict. The most nefarious, powerful drug addict that I know in this lifetime. This guy, Hunter freaking Biden. There, I just did your journalism work for you. I can't believe. But that's not our job. That's not our job to verify. It's not our job to look into things. It's not our job to, you know, our job is supposed to protect the Democratic Party. It's supposed to protect corruption. I mean, our job's not to investigate. That's why are you picking on our jobs? We can't verify a laptop. Especially one by a former druggie that hangs out with prostitutes and that Joe Biden's also slept with, and how creepy it is and disturbing, and how he sits on the energy board in Ukraine and nobody knows how he got into that position, nor does he know anything about energy. But he sits on the board. He sits on the board as a United States citizen. He sits on the board of an energy company in Ukraine. Doesn't know a thing about energy. Is not part of you. Nowhere close relation to Ukraine. Having a dual passport. Nobody questions that. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. That's who would be in part of this laptop.
You read the book and you'll realize that I wasn't keeping tabs on possessions very well for about a 4-year period of time.
A Russian disinformation campaign.
Disinformation from the Russians. Putin is trying very hard to spread disinformation about Joe Biden.
The Biden campaign says this is Russian disinformation.
There's overwhelming evidence that the Russians are engaged. It's a Russian plan.
Russian disinformation.
Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
So could have been yours.
Of course, certainly.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
History will expose you all as fools and useful idiots for the Russians. The idiocy. The sheer idiocy.
I love at the end. It's going to expose you as all useful idiots. You are all fools. How dare you? Aren't you supposed to believe that this is part of a Russian disinformation ploy? This is definitely from Vladimir Putin. Don't look into it. Don't do your own research. Don't go through the rabbit hole. Don't be a journalist. Don't look into things. Come on. We know obviously that this smells like some sort of Russian ploy. It's so obvious that we have to ask another person how obvious it is. Isn't it just so obvious? I don't know how obvious, but it's obvious. That was all of 2020 and partially 2021. This was all, again, embedded with the kind of Russiagate narrative, and this is, again, one of the reasons, the build-up of hatred of Russia, why we're in this Ukraine war, why we're in all this, it plays a part in it to it. It's just more propaganda, more fuel to the fire. It's building up the aggression that Russia's doing all this nefarious shit behind closed doors and how evil and cynical they are, that they're gonna, expose this laptop from a crackhead that's just trying to heal. And oh my God, they're not angry at what's in the laptop. They're just angry that there's a laptop that exists. How dare the Russians and their technology? But now, here's my chance to prove to you that they're the useful idiots, that they're the friggin' fools. Because now the proof is out. Now they're actually verifying the laptop. And who's verifying the laptop? CBS News is verifying the laptop. Take a listen.
Welcome back to CBS Mornings here at 7:30. And as Republicans take control of the House, Hunter Biden, the president's son, will be a target for investigations. And that means data from a laptop reported to belong to Biden could be crucial to the investigatory process. CBS News has obtained its data not through a third party or political operative, but directly from the source, who told us they provided it to the FBI under subpoena. And we commissioned an independent forensic review to determine its authenticity. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Harrods joins us now with what we found. Catherine, I'm very interested. Good morning.
Good morning, Tony. These House Republican investigations are coming, and that could be a challenge for the White House as we head into 2023 and 2024. The laptop data we had analyzed showed no evidence it was faked or tampered with.
Digital forensic investigator Mark Lanterman was previously a member of a Secret Service electronic crimes task force.
There was one thing that got my attention, and that was a voicemail.
It's Dad. I called to tell you I love you. I love you more than the whole world, pal. Could I get some help?
That voicemail, apparently from Joe Biden during his son Hunter's drug addiction, is one of many findings Lanterman used to authenticate what is believed to be Hunter Biden's laptop data.
You're confident based on your analysis.
But Vladimir Putin's somehow involved in this, right? I mean, he's got to be some sort of voice impressionist, right? Maybe that's it. Deep down, he's like Jeff Dunham in disguise. He just does such a great Joe Biden impression that he mimicked that entire phone call. There's got to be some sort of AI technology. Something has to be Russian. Come on, obviously there's got to be something Russian. I know deep down mainstream media is trying to do this. I know deep down they're trying to find something to connect this to Russia. Something that's going to try to blow this out of proportion, completely show how idiotic they can get, and try to scapegoat away from this as much as possible. But there's nothing they can do. They've now confirmed that this laptop exists. There's stuff on it, and the emails are proving that Biden, just like any other political dynasty, is a corrupted, evil, maniacal family.
This is Hunter Biden's data, and that it's real.
Yes.
This Delaware computer shop is where the laptop's backstory begins. Their records indicate in April 2019, Hunter Biden took his laptop in for repair, but never paid. After 90 days, the store considered it abandoned. Then in December 2019, the FBI subpoenaed the store's owner to turn over the computer and a portable drive of its data.
Whatever happened to Hunter?
During the 2020 election, versions were widely shared by Republican operatives, including Rudy Giuliani.
We have the entire hard drive.
But questions were raised about whether additional files were added to those versions. Then candidate Biden labeled the laptop controversy disinformation.
What he's accusing me of is a Russian plant.
CBS News approached the lawyer for the computer repair shop owner to cut through the noise.
We've always had one clean copy.
And obtained a copy of what he says they provided the FBI under subpoena. Then we went to Minneapolis for an independent analysis.
Were you paid by CBS or anyone else to analyze the data?
No.
No.
I wouldn't want anyone to think that someone bought our opinion.
Around the corner, it'll lead you to what we call our imaging room.
Lanterman and his son, Sean, both digital forensic experts, recovered images of credit cards, a driver's license, social security number.
Just the sheer volume of what we're dealing with, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to fabricate.
And explained how files built up over years.
It accumulated over time, which is consistent with normal, everyday use of a computer.
There's some reporting about folders being added.
We have read these articles. We don't see that. So I believe that that's because we have a more pristine copy.
The laptop and its contents have fueled Republican interest in Hunter Biden.
So now they're gonna show you. So we just completely confirmed that the laptop does exist, that they did forensic evidence. They proven that there's a laptop with these files that Hunter Biden took into this computer shop. And the FBI confiscated it and took it in for data and research and analysis. So we've all confirmed this. There's no way to dive this into some sort of Russian disinformation, as Joe Biden still continues to say, or MSNBC or CNN or whoever. They can't do this. Cat's out of the bag. It's already out in the open. You can't jump back into Russian disinformation after this. Now they're going to show you exactly why they told you it's Russian disinformation, why they tried to hide this story. And take a look at this.
Biden's business ventures.
Hunter Biden was working with Chinese nationals.
They say this May 2017 email outlining a proposed business deal with a Chinese energy firm is one reason why they have questions about whether President Biden benefited.
We're prepared to subpoena Hunter Biden. We would certainly hope that he would want to come before the committee and clear his name.
Two of Hunter Biden's former business partners, including Tony Bobulinski, who received the email, told CBS News the 10 held by H for the big guy is shorthand for 10% held by Hunter for his father. After the email became public.
And that is why they've been trying to tell you this laptop doesn't exist. That, my friends, is the smoking gun. That is why they were trying to hide it and say it was disinformation. This is the corruption that didn't want to get exposed. That Hunter Biden and his business deals with the Biden family and foreign entities and their global complex of energy boards and being part of Ukraine, which is one of the most corrupted countries in Eastern Europe, how it's involved with the energy board there, how he's trying to get on the energy board in China, how he's getting energy board. Again, he has no background in this. He has no background in energy, no background in any scientific way or have any education in the energy infrastructure anywhere. He is basically an heir to Joe Biden. He has no reputable skills, but somehow he's able to sit on the board of another country's energy sector. And nobody looks into it. Now we know. Now we know why they were trying to hide this.
In 2020, the author of the email told the Wall Street Journal Joe Biden was not involved. The author has not responded to CBS News' questions. Mr. Biden has consistently denied knowledge of his son's work or financially benefiting from it.
I've never spoken to my son about overseas business.
Last month, Senator Chuck Grassley wrote this letter alleging bank records and financial data showed that Hunter Biden and the president's brother profited from a $5 million wire from a company connected to CEFC, the Chinese energy firm.
They're going to look at every part of the Joe Biden administration.
Doug High is a Republican strategist.
A lot of this is also going to be aggressive on Hunter specifically. We're going to hear a lot about the laptop. Who profited? Was the law broken? Was it not broken?
After 2 years of scrutiny, the laptop has not produced evidence President Biden directly benefited from his son's business deal.
I love how they try to say scrutiny like they actually did their work. Well, after 2 years of scrutiny, we're actually going to find and tell you the truth on this. No, after 2 years of denial, 2 years of denial, complete, utter, useless propaganda denial of trying to hide this away, say it's Russian disinformation. Anyone that mentions it is some sort of Trumper, an evil conspiracy nut, or some sort of mega QAnon crazy cat lady. Now we're just going to finally admit to it that, yes, there is a laptop. Yes, there is corruption. Just like we knew all this time, we knew all along that the Hunter Biden scandal was a real thing, and people got fired from it. Glenn Greenwald had to quit his own publication because of it. Are those people going to get apologized? Is Glenn Greenwald going to get apologized from, leaving his own publication because of this? No. There's still going to be a denial about this. They're still going to try and make this some sort of Russian conspiracy. Now, so I guess Russia has control over at CBS to make this editorial claim about the laptop, and somehow the Biden administration being corrupted with China is China's fault, and it's Russia's fault, and Vladimir Putin somehow involved with this. Just how unbelievably crazy and unhinged this really is. And just to show you how backwards CBS can really get. So this is interesting. So CBS News apparently went dark on Twitter. Apparently they want out after, Elon Musk and allowing Donald Trump to be back on Twitter. CBS decided to back out. And they said suspending use of Twitter in light of the uncertainty surrounding platform under Musk. So apparently they wanted to get out Twitter. They weren't going to, allow people to read their tweets or send breaking news alerts. Oh, God, we lost a lot on Twitter there. So they suspended their accounts. CBS News, CBS Networks suspended all their accounts on Twitter because of uncertainty under Musk. Because of the fact that he's considering getting Donald Trump back onto Twitter, which he did. And oh my God, this is how crazy it is. Oh my God, CBS News is leaving Twitter. Wow, this is so revelating. Well, it turns out it's a PR stunt. Because it only lasted 2 days. So, suspends use because the uncertainty surrounding the platform. Oh, we're going to come back. CBS News returns to Twitter less than 48 hours. 48 hours after leaving platform over security concerns. This is how overhyped mainstream legacy media gets. That they think that this is some sort of moral record of leaving a platform because Elon Musk is part of it, and he's considering getting all these people back on that have different opposing views, and they're critiquing journalism, and how dare they do something like that. And if people realize, Elon Musk, and now we're realizing even further on that Elon Musk is no different than any other oligarch, and all really he's doing is just taking free speech into his own hands and approving who he favors. So apparently the only way we can ever get free speech in this country or any other country is to buy a platform and allow him pick and choose who gets free speech. So I guess everyone has to own a social media platform in order to get free speech. Just how crazy that is. But this is just the ultimate PR stunt, legacy media, pretending to boycott Twitter and and you know how dangerous it's gone. Oh, we're just gonna make it come back. Less than 48 hours. That's what a joke it is. What a joke it is, and how 2 years of denial of the Hunter Biden laptop story, which should have been the biggest scandal, should have been the most top story, should have been a full investigation. I'm talking like Dateline 2020, 48 hours, deep dive into it. Completely in denial, completely shunned out of the spotlight, right around the election time, which I can't mention that critically because any mention of the 2020 election is going to get me deplatformed or worse here on social media. But just how crazy this is. Just how crazy this all really is. And now finally, after all the Russia Gate propaganda BS, you know, being useful idiots, now they're finally come to proclamation that yes, the laptop does exist. The cat's out of the bag. You can't hide from it. It was, you know, in a computer store. They took it in, Hunter Biden took it into the Delaware computer store to get it fixed. The FBI took record of it. Then they went through it. They did an investigation and proven all these documents, which is exactly what we said at the beginning of this. But then they said it was all Russian disinformation. They said it was all hoax and just Republicans and their talking points and how crazy and cringeworthy and yeah. It's just laughable. It's just so laughable that and it's almost like they want amnesty now. Like CBS wants a pat on the back now because, oh, we finally came to commission of being journalists. Yay! We finally actually did some newsworthy topics. Which you know for a fact they were trying to find a way to pin this on Russia. I know for a fact that they were reading through this story, they were going through this, and they were trying to like, what if we find something? What if we get a turn point or a plot twist that somehow Vladimir Putin is involved in the investigation or involved in, you know, showing the laptop? Like, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.